Many tenants are protected during the pandemic. They don't have to pay the rent, and their landlords can't evict them. That's all well and good, but one group says who's helping the small landlord who's still struggling. Without those rent payments coming in, they're on the verge of losing their properties. The I-Team's consumer investigator Randy Mack talked with two of them.
Tammy Mason co-owns a rental home in South LA with her mother. She says buying property didn't come easy for her family. They had to fight those racial barriers. But Tammy says they worked hard and made sacrifices with one goal in mind.
For continuing generational income and property for the family members who are coming along.
Tammy says she always rents her home below market value. She pays all the utilities and lets late payments slide.
In addition to preserving affordable housing in the community that we live in, I'm interested in preserving the fabric of the community.
But Tammy says because of the pandemic, she might lose her rental home. Her tenants haven't paid rent since March. That's money she uses to pay the mortgage on the house. Instead, she's dipped into savings, but says that's just about gone.
If nothing changes, we will be forced to sell. That is not a question. It's just a matter of when at this point.
I am an example of what my ancestors hoped for.
Diane Robertson is the first in her family to own a home. Over time, she also bought 2 small rental properties in South LA. Right now, her tenants are paying rent, but she's hearing from many small landlords who aren't as lucky. So Diane started a small landlord coalition, fighting for landlord protections. She says while it's good that the government is protecting tenants, small landlords need help too.
It's understandable that our government wants to keep citizens from becoming homeless, but that is not the role or responsibility of small property owners.
Coalition members say if a tenant can't pay rent during the pandemic, the government should pay it. Instead, they point out that unemployed individuals, small businesses, and corporations all get government help, but small landlords don't.
We need rental payments to come to us if the government is forcing us to keep tenants housed for free. We simply can't do it.
But so far, there isn't much help for these landlords. The state hasn't done anything to help, and the federal government isn't helping either. So as a last resort, LA City Council member David Rue is trying to do something.
I am sick and tired of telling Angelenos, telling my residents, we're doing the best that we can.
As the I-Team was first to report several weeks ago, Rue wants to tap into a provision in the CARES Act that allows cities to borrow money from the federal government. He wants to use those billions to pay back rent, current rent, and utilities. But first, Rue has to get the council on board to ask for the money. And then the federal government has to okay it.
Many people in the federal government will say, you guys are going above your jurisdiction. This is not your responsibility. And to that, my response is, you're absolutely correct. We are thinking outside the box. We are doing something that is beyond our jurisdiction. As a matter of fact, it is your jurisdiction. So do it. Either do it or get out of the way.
Small landlords say something needs to happen soon, or they'll lose their homes and their dreams for future generations.
You want to be able to leave an inheritance for other generations so that they can build on what you've already done.
Randy Mack, NBC4 I-Team.